Come here. Check the back seat.
Gets in your head, right? Good. Because every year, dozens of children are forgotten in the backseat of a car by a parent or caregiver. All never thought it could happen to them. But with changes in routines, distractions, or a sleeping child, it can happen to anyone. Parked cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. So get it in your head.
Check the back seat.
A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The Huskers are headed to the locker room, and it's time for Big Red Overreaction. The live post-game show with all the info and opinions you can handle. Plus the most important voice of all, yours. Big Red Overreaction is presented by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. And by No Name Nutrition. Live a better, healthier, more natural life. Get on the line now at 402-951-1620 and sound off on Big Red Overreaction. Live on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The K.
Welcome into Big Red Overreaction here on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, 1019 The Keg, ZoneTV.live, the 1620 The Zone YouTube channel. Wherever you be, we will be. Josh Peterson and Matt McMaster with you following Nebraska's 28-21 win over Northwestern. Matt, they're going to a bowl game.
Is Nebraska a Toyota RAV4?
There you go.
Remember that?
Bring back all the College World Series commercials. All of the College World Series commercials. This show is brought to you, as always, by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Also brought to you by No Name Nutrition. Live a better, healthier, more natural life. The supporting sponsors of BROR this season, Dingman's Collision Center and Mechanical Repair, Prairie Flower Casino, Play Longer, Win More, and Peerless Energy Systems, your local compressed air systems experts. We will be taking phone calls all show long on the Jay Stinnett Contracting Hotline, and we would love to hear from you at 402-951-1620. Nebraska gets the dub. Matt, that was an interesting game. I'm always curious about what the tenor of the calls is going to be.
Yeah.
And in particular, this one, I think there's a lot of different angles that people will take. I wonder what is a first thought or two from you following the 7-point win by Nebraska.
You know, they did what they needed to do. Okay? They got their butts beat against Minnesota in a game that we are not going to forget that performance in Minneapolis for quite a while.
Yep.
But we needed to see Nebraska, and Nebraska needed to go out and play hard and play physical and win this game and show that, hey, we're not going to allow a bad defeat to beat us twice. We're not going to be defeated twice by Minnesota. And we are going to prove that, hey, you know what? We just had a bad one. We just had a stinker. It was tough. We're going to go. We're going to take the tape. We're going to bury the tape, and we're going to come out and we're going to perform. And yeah, were there some problems today in Memorial Stadium that we have seen throughout the season? Sure. But like they did against Michigan State, like they did against Maryland, they went out there and like they did against Cincinnati, they won a tough, close game and needed to make the big plays when they needed to make them, and they did it. And you know, once again, we're not going to forget what happened in Minneapolis, but at the same time, they proved that kind of the things they did against Michigan State and Maryland and Cincinnati and winning those close games weren't necessarily flukes. That, hey, we can, when the moment is the biggest,
chips are down,
when the chips are down, make the plays they need to make in order to win. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to Nebraska. Once again, they pull it out. And, you know, I'm sure we're going to get calls that say, hey, in the past, Nebraska loses this game. And, you know, to those people who say that, yeah, that's true. They won another game that maybe in years past they would have lost. And guess what? It's the month of October. And they're bowl eligible.
They're bowl eligible in October. First time that they have done that since 2016. They go 3-1 ultimately over the course of this month.
Yeah,
and it was difficult every step of the way.
And look, this was the chunk. You know, that's how Connor Happer puts it. This was the winnable chunk, right? This was the chunk where it was like a lot of people were thinking, hey, 4-0, 3-1, and I think that there were some skeptical people, albeit, you know, deserved skepticism of like, man, they'll probably go 2-2. And it felt for a little bit they were going to go 2-2, and they end up actually going 3-1.
They go 3-1.
They did their job.
And the thing that I will remember most from this game is the second to last drive, the penultimate drive, if you will, for Nebraska of the entire day. They take over at the 36-yard line. This is after the teams traded horrific interceptions. Preston Stone throws one right to Javen Wright. Nebraska takes over, 9:11 on the clock, 36-yard line. They march down the field, including 3 third-down conversions, a 3rd and 7, which was 3 plays in, another 3rd and 7, which was 6 plays in, another 3rd and 7, which was 9 plays in, a 3rd and 5, which was 12 plays in, and then they finish it off, EJ, with the touchdown. So every single little 3-play chunk, they had to face a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 5, and they were able to get all of those, and Emmett Johnson finished it up. They chewed up, Matt, more than 6 minutes of the clock, and so by the time Northwestern got it, they knew, like, they had one drive, and that drive ends for them on the incomplete pass. Excellent job by Wright. Hurries up the middle and puts all sorts of pressure on Preston Stone. That was big. And yeah, he cannot connect on the pass, and Nebraska leaves victorious.
Yeah, people were trying to tell me, hey, Preston Stone looks better. I'm like, coming from the guy who watched him play against Tulane and then followed up by, you watched him play against Western Illinois. Even when they scored a lot of points, they're like, man, not that great. Yep. Preston Stone was just bad once again. But you know what? Look, he entered the game with the highest turnover worthy percentage in the country, meaning that he makes the most plays that could end up in turnovers out of all the quarterbacks in the country. And Nebraska actually took advantage. Like they very much did. They actually got interceptions. They actually got turnovers. And that's a big deal. It's one thing for him to be bad. It's another thing for them to actually take those plays and turn them into points. And they did that. And they did that all game. So kudos to them.
They certainly did. Matt Rule's press conference will begin momentarily. When it does, we will take you to him. But let's go to the phones right now. The Jay Stinnett Contracting Hotline. Kyle has been waiting the longest. Good afternoon, Kyle, on this victory edition of Big Red Overreaction. How are you?
What's up, gang? Good. How are you?
Good.
What's up, gang?
Good. Hey, love the show. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Go Big Red for life. I love the resiliency, and I feel like there's been progress. The one gripe I have is the short throws on like the consecutive 3rd and 7. I like it. They're always just a few yards behind the first down marker, and it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
That's all I really want to gripe about, but go Big Red.
Solid gripe from you, Kyle. Nice first phone call of the afternoon.
Is a really, really annoying thing for football fans when you just have wide receivers that aren't running to the sticks and you have quarterbacks that aren't throwing to the sticks when you need to get crucial 3rd downs. They did that twice. Yeah. And I'll say this, and we'll dive into it as the show goes on. Like, the short yardage situations can't be that big of a struggle. Like, it was a struggle all day. 4th and 1, multiple 4th and 1s, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Like, it just goes kind of back to the conversation of like when you need the big muscle up front to kind of push guys around. It just has not been as effective as you want it to be for Nebraska. Albeit, though, when you got a running back in 21 back there who's, you said it, and I was thinking it, kind of looking like a pro.
Oh, my gosh. Emmett Johnson, again, I don't know if this was the finest day he's ever had in a Nebraska uniform. God. Probably not. I mean, he had that game a few weeks ago that was nice, but 27 carries, 124 yards on the ground. He had 2 receptions for 15, 2 rushing touchdowns. And so just another game, efficiency-wise, this is not his finest hour. But, dude, he picked up extra yards on almost every carry that he had all day. All day long, he's making those plays.
When you are a football player and your team in Division I Power 4 football says, do you know how we're going to win this game? With you? Yep. Damn efficiency. Yeah. Damn it. Yeah. I don't care.
I do. I could not agree with you more.
The fact that Dana Holgerson is like, no, we're going to win this game, and it's going to be because of Emmett Johnson. And Emmett Johnson gets the ball every time and is making dudes miss and making big plays. And also, momentum matters, and he is such a momentum builder, especially at home. He gets that crowd going.
He does, man.
He is so electric. I haven't really seen too many running backs who have the progression of Emmett Johnson, where it's like they just keep getting always better. Like,
you keep waiting for it to kind of stop, and it hasn't.
And also too, like, kind of running backs, they start off pretty high, they peak quickly, and then it's a little bit of they plateau and then they downfall. He just keeps getting better, and it's been ever since that bye week, ever since after the Michigan game. He just has this burst, this cut, this explosiveness. He was awesome. He's awesome.
He finished the month with, I'm doing the quick math, It looks like 446 rushing yards in the month of October for Emmett Johnson. 446 rushing yards over the course of this month.
We were getting on Dana after the Minneapolis game, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Everybody said, why didn't you run the ball more? He ran the ball more.
Oh, yeah, I was going to point that out. In the end, Nebraska 39 carries, 22 pass attempts, 39 to 22, which is nuts because on the other side it was 30 rushes for Northwestern versus 29 attempts. Like that is not. I would have expected the inverse, right? Just knowing what we've seen from the teams this year.
Oh,
Northwestern has loved running the football.
Sure.
Only 30 carries and the 29 pass attempts. Still waiting on Matt Rule.
Hey,
oh yeah.
What if you told somebody 2 years ago, hey, Nebraska's going to qualify for a bowl game in October off of the backs of Emmett Johnson and the current special teams coordinator in Tennessee?
And that was the other thing that we have not mentioned so far in the first few minutes, and that is the kickoff return to start half number 2. And in a game that is literally decided by one touchdown, Matt, Nebraska's special teams, again, is the difference between winning and losing. I love doing a show with you at some point over the last couple of months because we've done a lot of these now.
We know.
Where you said something like, it's awesome, but it also makes me mad.
It makes me so mad
that where was this before?
Well, okay, I'll just restate it. The last couple of years literally has just been, man, special teams lets him down. Special teams lets him down. What would Nebraska be, with a good special teams? And it is a little maddening that all it took was to just go down the line of current special teams coordinators and say, hey, that guy's doing a really good job over there. How about we hire him and we bring him here?
Yeah.
And it has changed not just this season, it's changed the Matt Rule era.
It very much has. And they help that. I mean, you want to talk about just a blah end of the first half where Nebraska has first drive of the game. Awesome as always. They then get into, I believe, the 25-yard line on the next 2. They leave with 0 points. And it's just like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. And so to start the second half with that kickoff return, it just changed everything. And then they got a little mo. They're suddenly up 21-6. And, the game did slowly, of course, come back. Northwestern ties it in the fourth quarter. But that kick return, man, you cannot underestimate the value of that one. And I know no one is.
The Kenneth Williams story is going to be...
It's so cool.
It's such an incredible story. And we're going to, unfortunately, because of NIL and all the star ratings and the recruiting, we're not going to have too many of those stories anymore where your coach is just reading the paper and is like, oh, fast man in my area. Fast man, please come play football. But that's literally what it is. And he's scoring touchdowns and getting the... I mean, the Maryland game, too. They don't win the Maryland game without his big kickoff return that puts him in the 5-yard line that ends up being a touchdown.
Yeah. Dan says third win special teams has given us. And then real quick, before we go back to the phones and then hear from Matt Rule, the 402 text in, guys, please explain why Rule refuses to take points early in the game over and over and over again. I wouldn't say, and it looks like he's just going there, Peter. So let's get that ready to go. I wouldn't say that they kicked a field goal. They missed it. The next drive, I thought that was in iffy territory to kick a field goal right at the end of the. Or would you have kicked the field goal?
I would have kicked it.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, after the first miss, I just think he was probably a little skittish.
Sure. I mean, look, I disagree with that just because he's 11 of 13. He's still pretty damn good. But we can talk about it later.
Matt Rule's
going live right now.
Indeed. Matt Rule is. Do we have Matt Rule there, Mr. Peter? All right, let's go to Lincoln, Nebraska. Here from the head coach following Nebraska's 28-21 win over Northwestern.
I have a lot of respect for them. It was a fight that we knew would be a battle to the very end, and proud of our guys. I thought they showed tremendous resolve. Not many chances in life to have a second chance at something. It was 7-6 at the half. I think you guys heard me say last week I wasn't real happy with the way we were acting about it being 7-6. We got back to just being ourselves this week and just came out, took the kickoff, scored on offense, got a turnover, scored on offense. Unfortunately, obviously let them back in it. But we knew they were going to battle, and I thought Dylan and the offense made the plays they had to in the end when it was necessary. So pleased with the win. We just left it there. We didn't even talk about being bowl eligible, just talked about the way they handled the process of doing what they're doing. And so we're not perfect, but we are 6-2. We do have a nationally televised game this week. I don't know the last time something that big happened in this time of year. It's great to have them in October, September when people want to come see Coach Sanders, but it should be a great opportunity next week for us, and we'll try our best to be ready.
You guys carried it about 64% of the time on the ground. Was that the approach going in, or was that just the feel of the game as it progressed that you guys wanted to run more in this game than you've done all season?
I think anytime you come off a game like last week where you have that many sacks, you're going to obviously minimize it. Then Gunner, he's been dealing with a knee, practiced during the week, did his best to go ready, just couldn't go after warmups. Then Teddy went down with what looks like a pretty serious injury. And so then we had, turn to Tyler and Turner. But we were running the ball at a good clip, and so it's kind of a weird feeling, I mean, even in the second half, like we're getting ready to go take the ball, we return for a touchdown, we get the ball back on interception, we score. So we kind of rattled rhythm, I thought, for a little bit there, but I thought the runs were good all day, and then we finished with whatever. I think we would have had probably another 60 yards. Emmett's such a team guy. He knew to get down after the first down. He could have probably scored if he wanted to. But I just thought we were controlling the game early in the first half, running the football. And late in the game, when we had to drop back, we went to empty and guys made plays.
Dylan, that he makes the mistake that he does, but he responds. Maybe one of the best drives of his career.
Today was the best I've seen him in terms of just playing one snap at a time. Even early in the game, though, he never really got into a rhythm because we were running the football at a pretty high level and a pretty good clip. And I thought Dylan, the growth, you sometimes forget because he's so grown how young he is. And I thought that was his best game in terms of poise and presence. And make no mistake, it's another time that, the offense had to go down and win the game. And we went down and won the game on offense. And then obviously the defense gets to stop. And then we win the game in 4 minutes. So that's a situational clinic. And I think that all starts with your quarterback.
Matt, on the review of the fourth down, what were you told? I mean, it appeared that he was short. And
I was told nothing. I was trying to calm, I was more worried about Troy. I was trying to calm Troy down, because, I don't know. They didn't, the guys on my side were communicating, but they didn't even come over and tell me, I'm looking at it up there. I saw him bobble it. I had to even challenge it, and then they said that, the buzzer wasn't working. If they had to run that play, I'd have been really upset. So I challenged it. Then they said, no, wait, they buzzed it down. But it looked like the ball went up in the air, but I'm going to stay away from that one. And like I said, the great thing for me is when you have an AD that's fiery and, right is right, wrong is wrong. And we didn't get many breaks today. I'll just leave it at that.
And that, what does it say about your guys answering the bell? It's been a tough week on everybody in the program, but to have them respond the way they did after the tone was set early in the week.
Well, isn't that a good thing though? Like you lose your second game and it's a tough week. It means how far you've come. And that being said, you're supposed to win. You're supposed to win. And if you lose, you can't lose the way we lost last week. And so that was a learning lesson for everybody. With all that being said, I thought our guys showed tremendous resolve. And anytime you're up, you have that third quarter that you had, which has been an issue for us. And then you let them back in the game. I mean, that could have been, oh, here we go again. You think about the last, I don't know how many years, the 2 years I've been here, it would have been like that. And a credit to our crowd. I thought our crowd was juiced up and then the offense went right down there. And honestly, I was kind of hoping that they did mark Emmett short because I was hoping we could run the ball 3 times, maybe kick a field goal as time expired or something like that. But, we have great guys. We have great guys. I mean, they work really hard. That's why I always say, I say things like, hey, we're not perfect. I'm not saying that tongue in cheek. I'm saying I love being around a group of guys that has to work so hard and who wants to work so hard at everything. And they grind. All they wanted to do was take that game ball at the end of the game to Teddy.
How have you seen Emmett just grow as a back through his time here to deliver a game like he did again today?
I mean, what can he do? I mean, he can do it all. He can do all 3 phases. And literally, I mean, he's running off the field. He's like, hey, coach, no moss, which, that's first down. I did, went to ball security. The first one gets 6 yards. Credit to our O-line and tight ends. I mean, they're blocking, receivers are blocking, and then gets the second one in, So, Emmett can do it all. The times he got stopped there, he slipped. And that's a rugged defense right there.
Coach, talk about Kenneth Williams, that 94-yard touchdown return. Pretty amazing seeing that in the stadium.
Yeah, I don't own a business, but if I did, I'd probably get him an NIL deal here pretty quickly. I mean, guys, his payment probably hasn't even processed yet. He's probably still owed money for classes. He's probably still playing for the classes he's in. You talk about a story, but that's why we all got into coaching for things like that and to watch him do that. And, Eck does just such a Eck and Nick and Josh and Brent Marr, they do such a good job. And the guys on that group, I mean, there was a lot of great blocks out there, and for no one to clip or hit someone in the back, I mean, field bounce return, you put yourself at risk. They have one of the best kickoff teams we've seen in terms of getting down the field, and had a good return, I think, early. The first one, I think, went out to the 30 or so. You guys might remember better than me. And then, used the south wind in our favor, knowing that we would have a returnable kick and bounced it back. So really happy for Kenneth. Big time play.
Hey, you mentioned how much you appreciated number 17 from Northwestern. How much did you appreciate Andrew Marshall's work today in coverage against him?
Yeah, and I think about he got beat on that first double move, and kept playing, and even like the DPI he got at the end on the last touch. I thought they were going to call OPI. I thought he was trying to go pick the ball off. I thought so. It's really hard to play defense when they're not letting you play a ton. And but Andrew Marshall is one of the best corners in the league. And we challenged, but even on that at the end of the game, man, we're playing man. I mean, Jameer Khan was thrust into action. He went out there. He's making plays, and just love that about our guys. But yeah, Andrew was excited about this opportunity. 17's an excellent player.
That's another game where defense had to go out and make a stop to get the win. I mean, what was kind of their mindset after they went back out with a lead? And were they comfortable, juiced up?
I mean, I couldn't even tell you that I saw much from them other than they were just excited to play, right? And then obviously they hit the first play, and then that kid makes an amazing catch down the right side. And then the last two plays were zero blitz. I mean, John just sent the house one more than they had, and obviously he got outside the pocket one time, and we got confused, and so he said, you know what, we're gonna go after these guys. So I thought they were excited, and then after we got the ball back, I knew we needed one first down. So I said, hey, if we have to punt the ball, they're gonna get the ball back with 22 seconds left. And Sierra Wright's just one of the probably the best captain type leader I've seen in a long time. I mean, no shots at anybody else. Just like literally, like I'm talking to the team and I'm like, finish. I'm like, Sierra, you got anything? He's like, yeah, coach. I mean, he's just one of the best. And he had those guys were ready to go, and guys all made plays. And credit to John. I mean, the thing I saw, the growth in Butler. I hate to talk about coaches, but I have to say this: like, he didn't care about the score. He didn't care about anything. He's like, hey, we're gonna go play. And that's a lot of growth from last week. Because last week, all anybody wanted to talk about was the score of the whole game, and it got away from us.
Did he tell you, hey, I'm going to roll the dice and just bring everybody on those last two plays?
Yeah, he said, I said, what are you going? He said, bug storm drop. I said, all right. And then the second one, he said, bug storm drop. I said, we have a timeout if you need it. If you need a timeout, let me know. And the clock was running down on them. I wasn't sure if they're going to get it off. So I literally, it was one of those deals was like, and held it off. And, the kid they might have connected on it. But, at the end of the day, at some point, you got to force their hand to make them make a play. Right. And so, they made some nice runs. They, bounced off some guys in tackling. I mean, we were certainly there. We fit the run way better, but didn't tackle well enough again. So we're still working on that. But we made the crucial stops needed when you need to make them.
What were you told by the officials regarding that abrupt movement call on the defense?
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing. I was told nothing other than, hey, they thought we moved. I mean, we haven't been called for that in 3 years. We don't coach it. We don't teach it. So our guy just went from a 3 technique to a 1 technique. I'll trust that was probably the right call. Who knows?
You guys forced 2 turnovers, but yet turned those 2 turnovers into touchdowns where you did turn it over twice, but they didn't score. How big of a deal is it when you do get turnovers to convert like that?
Yeah, so it's one of the points that Dana's made since coming here. We talk a lot about the turnover battle. He said, hey, guys, it's not really the turnover battle or the points off turnovers. And if you go back to Maryland, we gave up 17 points off turnovers. Now one was a pick 6. If you want to talk about a turning point in the game, I thought when we threw that interception, they scored, we got the ball back, we threw the interception, and we held them to no points. That was a pivotal moment in the game, right? And so, there's a lot of guys out there on defense that are battling, and I think they had the right mindset. They took the field, and that was as big a stop to me in the game as there was. The one right before the half, I mean, it's 4th down, 4th and 1. We call the play. They coach, like they alerted it. They were ready for the play. Dylan's just trying to reach the ball across on 4th down. That fumble doesn't really mean it much. I mean, it was a tough decision. Should we have kicked it? We're into the wind there. So we said, hey, let's get 4th and 1. We got to go for it. But that one was not negligible. The interception in their territory, though, was a huge play. So I think anytime you hold them to no points off turnovers, you get a couple turnovers, and you have a kickoff return for a touchdown, you're probably going to win the game.
To get to 6, with a month left in the season, just how valuable is that to focus on winning games, getting better without that pressure of getting to 6?
Yeah, there's no pressure. I told you guys last year, 6 was awesome last year. We would never talk about it again. To me, again, we're still working. We're a work in progress. We're not, we're trying to get better and better and better. I love the group. I love the team. I think I've told you guys from the very beginning, it's one of the most favorite teams I've ever coached. Okay. They literally at the end, they all they want to do is get the ball and take it to Teddy. Like, it's just amazing. I mean, everything to everything. So it's one of the people appreciate the little things like that. But I am proud of the fact every once in a while, I've to a TV and be fun, Maddie, and then at midnight everyone will go to bed, and you can ask Julie. I'll put the game on and watch the TV copy, and then I'll watch the TV copy. I'll start brooding about USC next week. But I do mean it. I won't say this on Monday, but I'm going to say it now. To credit to these guys and all the guys who came before them to from where we were to be 6-2 with NBC coming here next Saturday night with a game that matters, and not just for the other team, but for us too. That's progress, and that progress isn't done by me. It wasn't done by me. It was done by these guys. It's done by the guys who've been here for all 3 years. It's done by the guys who aren't here anymore. Like I said, last year we hugged after we beat Wisconsin and people were going nuts. We were bowl eligible. We didn't even mention it in there. I said it to my daughter walking out because that's all they really care about is a vacation. So, but yeah, we're just going to try to go play our best game next week and just do that. We got 4 more chances. And I just, as you do this long enough, it's just after being on the road for 2 weeks, it was just so great to be back here. It was just so, I got here really, really early today. And there's a couple thousand kids in the student section already before anyone's even on the field. It's just such an awesome place and such an awesome home venue that has such an effect on you. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I wish I could give you a better answer. Probably one of the linemen. So probably Justin. He's the ringleader. Maybe Henry.
Thanks, guys.
All right, that was Matt Rule live from Lincoln following Nebraska's 28-21 win. Josh Peterson, Matt McMaster with you on Bigger Overreaction, brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Also brought to you by No Name Nutrition. Live a better, healthier, more natural life this season. Also brought to you by Prairie Flower Casino. Play longer, win more. Dingman's Collision Center and Mechanical Repair, as well as Peerless Energy Systems, your local compressed air systems experts. All right, Brendan, Matt, Chuck, Lincoln, Dennis. My grandpa's name is Dennis. Stay right there on the J. Stinnett Contracting Hotline. We will come to you and take your phone calls when we return, recapping Nebraska's 28-21 win over Northwestern, 6-2. Don't think they'll be in the first college football playoff rankings, but I guess an outside shot at the very least. But certainly they enter November as a team in the playoff race, which is something we have not been able to say around here since all the way back in 2016. We will take your calls when we return. Bigger Overreaction on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg.
At Dingman's, we understand that when you bring your vehicle to us, you're entrusting us with your safety and peace of mind.
For those who are wondering, Memphis 34, South Florida 31.
Let's go, baby. Hell yeah. Needed that one.
Josh Peterson, Matt McMaster with you on Big Red Overreaction, brought to you by No Name Nutrition. Live a better, healthier, more natural life, and Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Josh Peterson, Matt McMaster. We got Peter Krenzer answering your phone calls at 402-951-1620. Join us in the YouTube chat where it's popping off. And if sometimes people miss your comments and maybe don't have all of the context of what you said, just know it's because there are a lot of comments right
There's
now.
a lot of people in the YouTube chat right
it's
now.
full.
A lot of people in the chat
I've never
room.
seen the chat so far. Actually, I have.
So big before.
Last week, people were pissed. People were mad.
We have the greatest chat.
Yeah, we do actually have a really good chat. Let's go to the phones. 402-951-1620. Nebraska 28, Northwestern 21. The Skurs are going bowling. And wouldn't you know who it is? It's Matt. Matt. Hi, Matt. How are you? Matt's gone. Of course.
I think he got scared by
Woat phones. Let's see if Brendan is there. Hello, Brendan.
Hey, what's up, Josh?
What's going
What's up,
on?
guys?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, so I'll be honest with you guys. We actually looked we looked a lot more legit than last week, but our offensive line looked a lot better. Only gave up one sack the whole game.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. But we were a lot more talented, in my opinion, than Northwestern. So also when it comes down to it, if you look, even Matt Rule talked about it, that ball that number 80 caught at the line and he had no possession of it, that would probably be the end of the game. If you look at that, like that was literally the turning point of the game. And when it came down to it, they kept in the game with they kept us in the game with them after that call. And the thing is, that call, we all know that call was bogus because we were a lot better team than Northwestern. But yeah, besides our O-line, Emmett Johnson, EJ looked absolutely phenomenal. And I loved when Dana Holgerson rolled out Dylan Raiola from the pocket.
Good take.
He rolled him out from the pocket or do an RPO, a quick RPO slant. And that's how you get a first down, is by being quickness, not staying in the pocket and waiting for the rush ends or the linebackers to blitz on you. And I'm super, super happy of what I saw today from the comeback from Minnesota. Our defense looked a lot better, guys. I understand the second half was a little more stressful, but it looked a lot better. I think John Butler should have blitzed a lot more, specifically on any quarterback stakes when it comes to a running quarterback or even a pocket passer. But I think our defense did absolutely need what to do today. So
Brendan,
thank
great
you
call.
guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Brendan.
Great call, ball knower. Yeah, to Brendan's point, so they did that interesting RPO. Talked about this with Mike Schaefer, actually. Remember Cincinnati, the play before Pritchett had the false start on the 1 yard line? You remember the play before with Lindenmeyer?
Where he was so close to
So he pulls the ball, then Dylan looks like he's going to run, and then he floats it out to Lindenmeyer. We hadn't seen that play until they ran it a couple of times in the first half, and it looked really, really effective. It was actually some of Dylan's best work in the game. They kind of went away from it in the second half. I would love to see them go back to it in the future. I think Brendan's totally right. Dylan throwing on the run is actually one of his better attributes. And so
100%.
Yeah. Great call from Brendan.
Severe's been saying that for weeks now, man. Just get him on the move because his mechanics get a whole lot better.
Yeah, I mean, it's rolling him right, and he throws it with some whip, and somehow he's more accurate when he's moving as opposed to him standing in the pocket. Also, too,
because usually that's not the case.
Dylan's pocket presence was better today, but I would still call it questionable. You don't have to worry about pocket presence when you're not in the pocket.
Bingo. Let's go back to the phones, and we have a couple lines open for you right now on the J Stinnett Contracting Hotline, 402-951-1620. Dennis, hello. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Lovely.
Doing good.
All right. I just got a few things that I want to say. Watching the game, I'm going to tell you I turned it off when Raiola threw the interception.
Oh, that was rough.
Yep. Because I'm getting tired of seeing mediocre football. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, they won, but I see no improvement with Rule. I really don't. I hope he goes to Penn State. And they need to start playing like the Dink's on Fire at the Duck Junction.
What on earth? That was the strangest phone call yet.
Wasn't he? Didn't we have another guy use that phrase a couple of weeks ago?
Did we?
I don't know. I've never heard of it until we were
might be the second time we've had to dump that one.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I do think it's interesting. Matt Rule during the press conference made it very clear in 2 different comments that he's like, hey, it's going to be a big national televised game in October. Haven't had that in a while, you know. And then he made the comment of, isn't it great when you have a tough week and it's your second loss? You know, that doesn't, you know, and then kind of alluding to, we've made progress. I've made progress. Nebraska football is in a place they haven't been in a while, and I'm the head coach. So I think Matt Rule is fair to say those things. I also do think, though, it's fair for people to watch the product and look at the product and say,
like Dennis did,
could be better.
Yeah.
I think it's fair on both sides. I think it's totally fair for Matt Rule to look everybody in the face and say, look at my record. We're sick. We have 6 wins in October. It's been 10 years since that's happened.
Insane. What a
okay.
stat.
So here I am. At the same time, I do think it's fair for people to be like, hey, you have a 5-star quarterback in his 21st start making a mind-boggling pick that really shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
You know, where is the player development there? So I think that both sides have a pedestal to step on in a way.
Jason tweets in, if resiliency was the theme of the week, they showed it today. They absolutely did, man. I mean, the end of the first half into the second, they start off with the kickoff return. Then the turnovers, it's suddenly a 21 all game. And they respond to that adversity as well. And so they did that. And the final real drive of the game, right? 4 third-down conversions. 3 of them were 3rd and 7. Another one was 3rd and 5. They chewed up a ton of clock and they finished with a touchdown. I mean, yeah, this was a really strong response for a team that absolutely needed a really strong response. Absolutely needed a really
Couldn't
strong
agree more.
Let's go back to the phones. Lincoln is up next on the Jay Stinnett Contracting Hotline. Hello, Lincoln.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, Lincoln.
Hi.
How are you, man?
Good.
You like the game today?
What?
What'd you think of the game today, man?
Good.
Yep.
Pretty happy?
Yeah.
Awesome.
How'd you think Dylan played?
What?
How do you think Dylan Raiola played?
Good.
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 All right.
Go Big Red.
Go Big Red.
Thank you, Lincoln.
Thank you, Lincoln.
What a great call.
Great call.
What a great call. Hooky Screw says Josh hates kids. What are you talking about?
know?
I was trying to find out the opinions.
I'm telling you right now.
I just wanted some takes.
That was a way more intelligent call than some of the ones that we got last week.
Better than Dennis's. Much better calls than Dennis's. Let's see. Chance writes, went from Josh's grandpa to Matt's little cousin.
Lincoln made some great points.
Yeah, no arguments here.
No,
I got nothing.
zero.
I got no arguments here.
Absolutely. I thought Lincoln was about to start saying we needed to donate more to NIL. I thought the good takes Lincoln.
Bigger Overreaction brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center and Mechanical Repair. Back to the phones we go. It's Chuck that's up next right now at 402-951-1620. Chuck, good afternoon.
Hey, guys. Long-time caller, first-time listener. Josh, did you think those refs were absolutely atrocious or what?
They were terrible, Chuck.
The whole call, the call, he caught it after a yard behind the line. Anyhow, it's comparable to, Texas getting 1 more second back on that clock, is it not?
Okay, Chuck. Like, let's settle. I pumped the brakes just a tiny bit there. Yeah,
the stakes are a little different.
Well, yeah, the severity of the call, but still atrocious call. Am I wrong?
Yeah. I actually thought they got the 1 second right. To be fair.
Shut up. Shut your mouth. It's not about the 1 second.
Matt, go back. No, Matt, you're just.
No, that was me. No, that was Josh. Josh said that.
Matt,
Josh said
classic
that.
Hater.
No,
classic
that was
hater.
Josh.
Matt McMaster.
That was Josh.
Sorry, fellas. But anyhow, do we not need to make, regardless of what happens with whatever the hell happens with Rule, we have to keep Mike Eckler. We have to make him the highest paid special teams coordinator in the nation, no matter what. He's from here. Like, he's the bomb. Guys, go ahead. I'll hang up.
No, Chuck, you were so close.
No,
to going where I thought you were going.
Inside joke. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it in the holster.
Are we? Though?
We're gonna keep it in the holster until it happens.
Absolutely be.
It's gonna happen.
It will be.
And I think people know what we're talking about. It will happen.
I just want to see if a caller is actually going to say.
Okay, well, we'll wait for it because I think somebody's gonna go there.
Mike in Columbus writes, everyone is focused on the wrong thing. Just look at how this team is able to battle back, finish when needed, and stay in the game. That's where the progress lies. At best, in
Yes.
teams past, we are at least 2-5 or
Yes.
3-4.
Look, there is totally right. Like, yes, the defensive line needs to be better. They need to get more pressure. The offensive line, both trenches probably need to be recruited and developed better. Okay. And the quarterback, for how talented he is and how highly touted he is, probably should be playing better football. Those are all valid points. Same time, 6-2. They are winning tough football games. They are making back-breaking plays, and then they are responding to them and breaking the backs of the teams in kind, which they haven't done in the past.
They put themselves in the position to be in those bad situations.
And they have to stop doing it.
But they did respond well. Like, that's the thing. It's like the problem with last week's game is, of course, that it got away from them and suddenly they're down by multiple scores. Like, that never happened today. And again, they did. I am impressed by that, man. I am impressed by them seemingly pooping the bed for large swaths of mainly at the end of the third and into the fourth, or the entire first half, where you have, all these nice drives where they're moving the ball and they're leaving empty. But for them to respond in the fourth quarter like they did, certainly impressive. Let's take one more call before we go to break. We do have a couple lines open for you right now, 402-951-1620. This is Bigger Overreaction, brought to you by Peerless Energy Systems, your local compressed air systems experts. Mike is up next on Bigger Overreaction. Mike, what's going on, man?
Hey, guys. How you doing today?
Good.
Good. Hey, just a couple shout-outs I wanted to give. Didn't think the offensive line was perfect today, but certainly better than last week.
Oh, yeah.
Wanted to shout out Isaiah Hunter. The guy's a dog.
Yes. Great take.
All right. That's all I had. Go Big Red.
Perfect.
On USC.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. That show after that game next week could be a dandy. I can't wait to listen to whomever is on. It won't be me. I'll be at home in my bed.
It's Matt McMaster and Josh Hodson.
Whoa, Josh Hodson.
I'll be in that chair, buddy boy.
Look at you driving the ship.
I know.
Isaiah Hunter, 6 catches, 70 yards, a touchdown. Yet again, man, the two offensive players that I like the most right now, obviously Emmett Johnson. That dude runs so freaking hard. And Isaiah Hunter has become the number 2. He's become the number 1 receiver, in my opinion, because he can do things in a variety of ways. I think that he has more tools in the toolbox. So I actually have a tool bag.
Okay.
My tool bag, not a lot of tools. If you need something, don't come to me. I'm not a tool man. I don't know how to use these hands. As Austin would say, TikTok hands.
Get a box, because then you can organize the box and have more. It's easier to grab things out of your toolbox. You have a tool bag.
I have a tool bag. It's a normal sized bag. It's a bag for tools.
But then
it's not like a sack.
But it's hard to organize things within a bag. You're a man. You need a box.
I'm not that kind of man. I'm my dad's son. We don't.
That's
work
an
with our
insult
hands.
to your dad.
No, my dad would say retweet. He'd say, I agree with this opinion. This is what we are.
I gave my son Twitter hands. Those are the hands you have. You have Twitter. You have Tweeterson hands.
These are radio hands. These hands hold great pieces of paper that say words like Big Red Overreaction is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We
Mark
take
it down, Peter.
Banking personally. Also brought to you by No Name Nutrition. Live a better, healthier, more natural life. This season of Big Red Overreaction also brought to you by Prairie Flower Casino. Play longer, win more. We will continue rolling on. Let's see. It looks like we got Clay, Jesse, Matt, Scott, and Hunter. Biden? Find out next who it is. It's Big Red Overreaction here on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg. Big Red Overreaction brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Also brought to you by No Name Nutrition. Live a better, healthier, more natural life. Josh Peterson, Matt McMaster with you. Checking in on the scores from around the country for just a moment. Iowa, I believe they just got a pick 6.
Hell yeah.
They're up 17-0 on Minnesota, which is, as I told Jack Mitchell this morning, kind of the worst case scenario for Nebraska today would be, I mean, obviously a loss would have been terrible, but I don't think you want to see the team that just rolled you get rolled by Iowa. And yet I kind of thought that might happen. And sure enough, early on, Iowa dominating that one. Let's see. Washington just scored a touchdown. They're up 14-3 hosting Illinois. It's a game from around the Big Ten. Missouri and Vanderbilt tied early at 0-0. And I believe the score is still 3-0 South Kakalaka over the Crimson Tide of Alabama.
That's another one I had.
Daddy needs a touchdown.
No. But in Gary and I's competition, I took South Carolina plus 11.5. I'm going back. I was so disappointed. I missed the third quarter timeout.
You couldn't believe it. You asked me about it later on because you always do tweets and memes about it. And
because I love the commitment to the bit of the we don't have our crap together third quarter timeout. That has
100%.
become a weekly thing. And so now I'm going back in the broadcast, which Connor Onion on the call. First quarter.
Great job.
Did you catch Connor Onion dropping a Hulk Hogan, like he dropped him, like a name drop of Hulk Hogan in the first quarter?
I think it went over Mark's head.
Okay. If Connor Onion needs
of the Grum, Connor Onion, by the way.
If Connor Onion needs somebody to talk Hulk Hogan with him, I'll talk Hulk Hogan with Connor Onion.
Are you asking his bosses to fire Mark and make you his analyst?
I'm just
because
saying,
you'll get the reference.
If Connor Onion is a closeted WWF fan, that would be an incredible twist that I am fully here.
He made a reference on a nationally televised game, and so I don't think anything's in the closet in regards to his fandom of the WWE.
It would be.
F.
It kind of a hot take though to be wanting to call Hulk, talk about Hulk Hogan, after everything that's happened. Rest in peace, to Hulk Hogan. Which, by the way, good call. Good call. Minus the fact that his color commentator gave me a heart attack when he goes, the ball came out on the second EJ touchdown, and I freaked out, and I was like, no way,
no, he was down.
He was down.
And
I was screaming at the TV, and then we saw Can't do that to me, Mark.
By the way, I literally just said South Carolina up 3-0. I think they just threw a pick 6. It's now 7-3. Lots of pick 6s.
Don't jinx my bets. Yeah,
Iowa State at midfield, by the way, they're driving into BYU territory. They're up 10-7. I like the Clones today. I just think that the BYU team has played in a lot of games.
I found the timeout.
Yeah? Tough.
So bad.
Yeah, indeed it was. Indeed it was. All right.
They did it again.
Back to the phones we go. It is Clay who is up next here on Big Red Overreaction on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg. Hello, Clay.
What's up, boys?
Yo.
I want to talk about the reffing, man. I mean,
awesome.
The reffing was so bad. I mean, how can you not question the integrity of the Big Ten reffing core? I mean, what's going on here, man? Are these guys getting paid off?
Oh,
and you guys were just talking about the Minnesota-Iowa game.
Yeah.
Look, Minnesota is undefeated at home.
Sure.
Undefeated at home. If we go back to last week, we watched the Nebraska-Minnesota game. I mean, there were so many missed calls. So many missed calls. So
you think that's why Nebraska lost by 18 last week?
What's that?
I said, you think that's why Nebraska lost by 18 last week because of the missed calls?
Well, I mean, it sure didn't help.
Okay.
Sure didn't help.
Yeah,
they did shoot ourselves in the foot quite a bit, but I mean, it surely didn't help. I mean, how are you going to call this a first down on that fourth and 3 play where that guy clearly caught the ball behind the line of scrimmage? How do you miss that?
That was rough.
Not only that, but then like the PI against our guy, number 15, where the lineman drove him into the fence. And they called that offsetting on both teams.
Yeah.
Well, you know how that always is, though, Clay. Like, they always get the second guy. They got both guys there, but they always get the second guy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. Not to be so negative on a win.
Yeah, let's get some positivity.
A win is a win, but I mean, the reffing has been just so suspicious forever. I mean, for like the last 8 years.
Yeah.
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 I mean,
like the whole groin kick era, basically. Thanks for the call, Clay. I mean, really, that explains it.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they've lost so many games.
So if you missed it, Matt Rule said earlier there was an issue with the buzzer, like the buzzing down.
Okay,
and
so
that was causing some of the problems.
They were taking a long time to discuss some of these calls. I actually thought the first half of the game wasn't terribly officiated. It just it seemed like they were taking a while. And then David Braun did the weird thing where he declined the offsides, where it's like
they would have gained more yards.
Yeah.
I
think
joked with my friends like he just wanted a carry. They wanted an extra carry. If they wanted to count that carry, they would have had the exact same number of passes as carries. Maybe he knew what he was doing.
Maybe he does.
He was like, I want to be a run the ball.
He knows
guy.
that everybody in Evanston radio would have freaked out if they had more passes than carries.
Dude, talk about a diehard sports town, Evanston, Illinois, for their Cats.
Old
Big
money.
Overreaction brought to you by Prairie Flower Casino. Play longer, win more. Let's go back to the J Stinnett Contracting Hotline and welcome Jesse into the conversation. Jesse, what's up?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Yep.
So you guys talked about Connor Onion. I wanted to say Connor Onion is 100 times better than Tim Brando was last Friday.
Bingo.
That was music to my ears compared to what we had to do last Friday. So I want to talk about the refs, but I don't want to talk about the ones on the field. I want to talk about the ones in Chicago. They reviewed that play.
Yep.
But it took Matt Rule to call timeout to get them to actually look at the buzzer. But on the previous series, Emmett Johnson got that first down where he rolled over a defender, and they didn't even stop to look at it. I was thinking Matt Rule might call a timeout there to get someone to look at it, but that was a first down, which could have extended the drive and maybe put more points on the board. I'll hang up and listen. Thanks, guys.
Jesse, thanks for the call, man. I had somebody, fellow media friend, text me during the game and said essentially, like, why don't they review stuff, or why don't they have a longer conversation? Part of that, I think, is there is like this idea that referees have in both levels now of college and pro, where it's just like make your call, move on. Call, don't do. They try not to do measurements. Is I think what the game. I think there's been an edict down because it slows the game. What's wild is this game. We've been on the air now. We clicked go live. Let's see, 55 minutes ago. So the game didn't even take 3.5 hours.
No.
There could have been another 10 minutes chopped off without some of the weird ref crap.
Easily.
Within
Now-
the first and second
Now,
half.
I'll ask you like this question.
I'll answer it.
Like, don't you think it's so annoying as a college football head coach when you're standing there and it's a close call and you have to walk the sidelines and be like, do I have to call a timeout? Do I not have to call a timeout? Do I have to challenge here? Do I not have to challenge here? Are they going to review it? Are they not going to review it? Like, isn't it kind of crazy that there's just not like a set process, or at least
sometimes
not a quick,
sometimes they review
like,
it, sometimes they don't. I hate in college how they call a timeout to get the review and then they get the timeout because you can only challenge once, which is why, like in the NFL, you got 2, and if you win both, you get 3.
I don't like envy Matt Rule in that position, trying to yell at a referee and be like, all right, hey, like, what do you do? And then what happens if the play clock is ticking down and they're about to run a play and then you have to burn it and then you didn't? Like, it's just so, I don't know. To your point, they could have shaved 10 minutes off of this game if they just had a more efficient and set process on how they do those things, and yet they don't. And by the way, everybody complaining about that 4th down call, totally right. What a joke.
Yeah, I mean, he was juggling it. He caught it. It looked like he was behind the TV line was off on the actual marker, but I still thought that he was behind the marker. Once
he was way behind the marker.
I didn't understand that one at all. Bigger Overreactions brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally and No Name Nutrition. Live a better, healthier, more natural life. Scott is up next on Big Red Overreaction here on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg. Scott, good afternoon.
How's it going, guys?
Yo.
I will be brief. If you got Hunter Biden on hold, it's probably getting that time of day where he's getting the shakes, so I'll be real quick for you. You're right. 2 things can be right at the same time. There was so much watching this game where it felt like this is a rerun in 2024. Where's the improvement at? But at the end of the day, they did get a W. We're at 6 wins. Last year, it took us the whole season to get there. But does this year finish better than 2024 in the regular season? In your guys' opinion, do you see Nebraska getting more than 6 wins between USC, UCLA, Penn State, and Iowa? Do you see 1 win there, 2? Just curious how many wins you guys see down the stretch.
Thanks for the call, Scott. I would, if I were a betting man, if I had to bet, and my life comes down to it, which would be the worst bet to ever make. I would never do that.
So
with Nebraska football, that's the dumbest crap I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I bet on them finishing with 7. I think they're going to get 1 more.
Yeah, I'm going to bet on them finishing with 8.
You think? Yeah, and you've been consistent.
I'm very confident that they will finish with 8.
This is not to do brag stuff. Before the year, I said 7-5. They have done before the year the exact wins and losses that I had. Now that was easy, right?
Sure.
Minnesota easy before the year, Michigan easy before the year. Here's where it gets tricky. I had them winning on Saturday against USC and then lost to finish the year.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I had them winning a game I didn't think they should.
Yeah.
I had them losing a game I didn't think they should. And then I had them losing to Penn State, who I thought would be way better, and then losing to Iowa because they always lose.
Well, that is a smart way of doing it because we do the whole dumb like win-loss thing, and we just pick when they'll be favorites and when they'll be underdogs, and that never ever works ever. Just
100%.
any team,
100%.
Yeah, I think to me, I just watching the UCLA Indiana game. I think that the juice might be up with UCLA in terms of like them getting their interim head coach.
Yeah.
You know,
for those who didn't see it, they got bludgeoned by the Hoosiers.
it wasn't
today.
even
the best team in college football? Question mark?
No, but they're damn near close.
Yeah,
like I think
properly rated.
I think Penn State has lost enough juice, and UCLA has lost enough juice where I think that those are very winnable games. And I think Iowa is going to be that game is always super competitive. So to answer the caller's question, I would say 2.
What would you guess the line will be for Nebraska hosting USC next week?
I think it'll be USC minus 2.5.
USC, my first number was like 3.5.
2.5. Because I think that Vegas now is going to catch up to the point that, hey, Nebraska is 2-6 against the spread and 0-6 against Power 4 teams. And so they have wildly overestimated Nebraska's ability when it comes to spread. So I think that might factor into what the line will be at. I'll be curious. I'm not curious at what the line is set at, Josh. I'm curious at where the line finishes.
Tyler says plus 6.5.
No. Maybe I could see the line being set at 2.5.
What if like the weird, as Simmons would call it, the Vegas zone, like a 4.5?
I think it could be set at a 2.5, and I would not be surprised if it moves up to 5.5.
USC will definitely be closer to a touchdown by kickoff,
and
right?
then maybe move back down to 4.5. This is a great question for Michael Severe.
It absolutely is.
Michael would definitely have a good poll.
Here, what we'll do is we'll put a phone call on, and I can just go. You go look at like SP Plus rankings, and you can put together just based off of the SP Plus rankings. Here, I can do it real fast before we go to the phone call. All right, USC right now in SP Plus, they are a 17.8 in terms of power rating. Nebraska is a 13.4, so that's a difference of 5.5. You give Nebraska a little bit of a home field. I think we're right in the zone. About 3.
3.5.
It's probably going to be 3 or 3.5. That's probably going to be the number. All right. It's time for Hunter on the Jay Stinnett Contracting Hotline. Hello, Hunter.
It is Hunter the Husker, not Hunter Biden.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Hunter the Husker. What's going on, man?
I just wanted to clarify really quick, okay? No, I'm just kidding. You know, I'm a natural pessimist. I just wanted to come on here and say, today was a win. We're bowl eligible 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Let's be positive. Let's keep some momentum going. Let's give something good about this. I don't care about all the rest, all the whatever, man. I'm tired of dealing with that crap. Okay, I want to come on here and be positive. So go Big Red. We're bowl eligible. Let's go get a couple more and have a good season.
Wow, Hunter. Handshake meme. Naturally pessimistic on things.
Hunter putting his hat in the ring for caller of the day.
That was a good call.
Hunter Biden dropping facts.
Hunter, good job by you, Hunter. I mean, look, that was not the prettiest game, and they escaped yet again with a win. What are they now in 1-score games this year? They are something in 1.
Yeah.
Let's see. Cincinnati,
3.
Maryland
3.
today, and the Michigan lost 3-1 against in 1-score games.
Wait. Michigan State wasn't a 1-score game.
Correct.
So,
it could have been. It could have been.
I forget. That is the stupidest 11-point win of all time.
Yeah, by far. Bigger Overreaction this season brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center and Mechanical Repair. Also by Peerless Energy Systems, your local compressed air systems experts. The title sponsors this season, Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. No Name Nutrition. Live a better, healthier, more natural life.
The comments in the YouTube chat.
Are they having a good time?
Yeah, they're having a great time.
Awesome.
You missed an opportunity for a Hall of Fame segue.
Oh, did I? All right. Well, let's just go back to Matt, what's going on? Matt.
God, all the Matts are failing today except for the one in Lincoln.
Well, and you. I think you're doing a pretty good job. Let's see if we can get one more
call. Compliments.
Whoa, Debbie. Hello.
Debbie, are you going to be a downer?
Hello there.
Hey, Debbie.
This is awesome. Hi.
How are you?
Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Thanks for calling.
I'm going to address the elephant in the room, and you can blow me out, whatever. Okay. What about Lateef? I know everybody loves Dylan. What about Lateef? I'm going to take you back in time to 2007.
Ooh, Sam Keller.
Keller was our big guy. Everybody loved him. We honored him and everything, and he fizzled out. And guess who took his place?
TJ Lateef.
Joe,
Oh, Joe Gans.
Joe Gans. And he performed excellent. I would like to see Lateef get more playing time because Dylan needs to take a rest every now and then, but Lateef needs
Take a breath.
experience.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
You can tell me I'm wrong, but I've seen it happen before. And I think Lateef has some qualities in us. He runs. I feel he sees the field a little bit better. The little time we saw him play way back in the beginning of the games, and granted, that was different teams, but
yeah,
I just would like to see him get some experience.
Okay.
Okay. Opinions.
Thank you,
Thank
Debbie.
you, Debbie.
What do you think? Debbie, the
Debbie?
first Tiffy of the day.
Debbie was so close to having a point there, to having no.
You're a Tiffy.
Debbie was so close to having the best teeth point out of all the Tiffys.
That he's tired?
No,
He's
not that he's tired.
sleepy.
But then when she mentioned TJ sees the field better, you don't know.
We don't. Yeah,
you don't
we-
know.
yeah,
You
I-
just don't know. But I was like, Debbie, stretch.
Yeah.
Stretch, Debbie. She was, look,
Mhm.
she does bring up a good point of like, hey, sometimes you think a guy is the guy and you get enamored with him and you're like, oh my God, he's got all the ratings of the 5-star. And then he fizzles out and maybe you give too much of a rope to him. You give him too much opportunity to fail and you don't go to the next guy quick enough and give them the experience that they might need. That's actually a pretty valid point. I just don't think we've reached that point yet with Dylan. Dylan obviously was kind of handcuffed in the game planning today. Is that a good thing? No, I don't like that. Once again, your former 5-star quarterback in his 21st start has to be limited in a way for him to be successful. At the same time, he went out and executed. Minus that one terrible, awful pick.
Horrible pick.
Horrible pick.
Mhm.
Minus that, I thought he did. This performance was very similar to his Cincinnati game.
Sure.
Cincinnati
lot
game.
of short stuff.
Lot of
right?
short
lot of
stuff.
short, quick stuff.
Yeah. And that's what they needed him to do, and that's what they wanted him to do, and he executed. And minus that one terrible throw, Dylan went out there and he executed. And so I think that, out of all the games could call for the teeth, this is probably not one of them.
Let's see. We got a lot of responses to this phone call. Sicilian writes, it's Debbie Lateef. Oh, no.
Debbie!
Is that TJ's mom?
Is that actually TJ's mom's name?
I don't know.
That'd be
Beringer
crazy.
fan, this is great. No, only the 1620 honks and the other media honks loved Keller. Only Jed and I went on record before the season that Keller sucked. By the way, back in 2007, there were only 2 1620 The Zone honks because there was only one 1620 The Zone show.
Oh, wow.
Kevin Kugler and Michael Severe got it wrong. Put that on the board.
Yeah.
Jordan tweets in, does Debbie know that Keller broke his collarbone, then ruined video games? He did take away video games for a while. And Connor Happer writes, Debbie, the Tiffy. See if we can get a graphic going. Let's
Yeah.
make a Canva.
Sorry, you said Michael Severe, and I thought of that one really good play Riley Van Poppel made today.
That is the funniest thing and meanest thing that you've ever said. All right, one more phone call before we go to break.
Riley had a good play today.
He had a good play. It is Gary. Hello, Gary.
Sharp.
Hey, it's not Gary Sharp.
Oh.
It's the better looking version.
Nice.
Got him.
Bang.
Hey, so man, I feel like I'm in a bad relationship with this team. I'm breaking up after last week. It's terrible, and then I'm coming around, and maybe I'll give them one more chance, and they give me another opportunity to root for them. I was looking for two things this week. Was really adjustments in their attitude. Do they want to come out and play? And then two, is the coaching staff going to make adjustments? It seems like Rule recognized that at his press conference. He was pretty upset with his coaches and saying that I don't care what the right call or the perfect call is for this defense. What can we do right now? It's October. Let's not think about theoretically what would be good. Let's do what we can do right now. So I saw that. They came out with their hair on fire.
Sure.
They wanted to kick somebody's butt. And then two, they made the adjustments. I've been screaming all year, roll Dylan out. He's a statue when he's in the pocket, and his offensive linemen are decent run blockers, but they're terrible in pass pro. Get him rolling out. You've got a nice little RPO option. If his receiver isn't open, go get 3 or 4 yards, fall down, and then live to play another down. Just what the thing I noticed with Northwestern is they stayed on track today. Nebraska has to do that. We don't need Dylan to throw the ball 40 times for 350 yards. We need to chunk it 20 to 25 times, maybe get 150 to 200 yards, and then just feed the ball to Emmett and make the defense finally give up. So really proud of the team. My prediction is I think they got 2 more wins, 2 out of the 3 at home. I think they'll take down UCLA, and I'd love it if we could take down the Hawkeyes.
Iowa. Yeah. Thank you for the call, Gary. If so, that'll be Connor Happer and yours truly on Big Red Overreaction.
Gary makes a really great point about the pass block to run blocking ratio of this offensive line. I want to point something out to you.
Okay.
Donovan Raiola was the assistant offensive line coach with Harry Hiestand, his
assistant to the offensive
line coach, Harry Hiestand, his mentor, okay, and longtime legendary Notre Dame offensive line coach.
Sure.
That 2019 Bears offensive line had the same exact problem.
Did
the
they?
same. They could not pass protect for their life.
Don't remember the 2019 Bears at all.
But they could run block really, really well.
Who was your running back that year?
I think it might have been the last year of Monty. I think it was the last year of Monty or the year before Monty went to Detroit.
Yeah.
But like still, I think it's a little interesting that Donovan Raiola is once again at a place where there just seems to be a bit of a drop off between the run blocking and the pass blocking. And maybe that's part of his coaching. Maybe that's part of what he's teaching. Maybe there's just a disconnect between, is he better at coaching one thing than another thing? That's a great observation from Gary.
By the way, Iowa has now scored in all the phases.
Oh my God.
They just returned a punt, right? Because they have a defensive touchdown today too, if I remember right.
Yeah, that's Caden Wegen. We actually had him on the show earlier in this year.
Friend of Gary and Matt.
Well,
31-0, by the way.
He won the Jet Award.
Yikes.
And he told me at the Jet Award personally, he's like, I'll be back here next year. And looks like he probably will be because he's killing it.
Indeed he is. And we are killing it here on Big Red Overreaction, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center, Mechanical Repair, by Prairie Flower Casino, play longer, win more, and Peerless Energy Systems, your local compressed air systems experts. More phone calls as we continue. We are going for another hour ahead of pregame. Blue Jay shoot-around is going to start at 4:30. This edition of Big Red Overreaction brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally, and by No Name Nutrition. Live a better, healthier, more natural life. Evan, Steve, Michael, Buck, and Jake, stay right there. We'll get to your phone calls when we return. It's Josh Peterson. It's Matt McMaster. We got Peter Krenzer answering your phone calls at 402-951-1620. BROR rolls on next on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg. Josh Peterson, Matt McMaster. It's Bigger Overreaction, brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Also brought to you by No Name Nutrition. Live a better, healthier, more natural life. Supporting sponsors this season, Peerless Energy Systems, your local compressed air systems experts, Prairie Flower Casino, play longer, win more, and Dingman's Collision Center and Mechanical Repair. Nebraska 28, Northwestern 21. The Skurs 6-2 on the year, going to a bowl game yet again. Matt Rule has continued to say, and he started saying this last year, Matt, not talking about the 6-win stuff anymore. Now people keep asking him, hey, you got the 6 wins. Hey, he's like, no, this is not what this is about, which I have very much appreciated, obviously.
Me as well.
Congrats on celebrating it last year. That's not the type of operation that the program should attain to be moving forward. And so now a month of November arrives, USC at home, UCLA and Penn State on the road, and then Iowa, the Black Friday game. There will be an off week in between the UCLA and Penn State games, which is nice given that those are both going to be on either ends of the country. And Nebraska will try to push that record a little higher. The first playoff rankings will be out after next game, after the USC game. So in theory, certainly a world where they are in the first rankings. It would require them to take care of business against USC next.
The first rankings are top 25, correct?
Of the playoff?
Yeah. That's what
it's always a top 25.
No, I'm clarifying because I just want to make sure that we're not saying they might be in the top 12, which will definitely not.
Correct. Yeah, I would never say
that. But top 25 definitely in play.
It's
for
progress.
sure in play.
South Carolina sacks Ty Simpson, forces the second turnover of the day for the Tide. They have the ball down 7-3. So we'll continue to keep tabs on that one. And Minnesota's getting bludgeoned right now in Iowa City. 31-0 with 8:53 to go in the first half. Not great. The aggregate right now, or what do they call it when you beat a team who beats a team? What is that called again? Aggregate. Comparative
transitive property.
Yeah,
Thank
the Colts
you, Peter.
fan would know.
Yeah, he definitely would.
What a year.
Yeah, they are beating Nebraska by $1 billion right now. Let's go back to the phones, the J. Stinnett Contracting Hotline.
They are blowing out Nebraska.
Yeah, they're killing them. Evan's up. What's up, Evan? Evan is gone. I
See
could have
Evan.
predicted that. Let's see if Steve is there. Hello, Steve.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Oh, Steve.
Oh, my God.
1-2 kick out right
I'm
at the
good, man.
buzzer.
How are you?
Real good. Hey, listen, I think in the first 2 years here of Dylan, I just witnessed probably the most composed, clutch drive, winning touchdown. Now, it was over 9 minutes left, if I remember right. We went 13 plays, 64 yards.
Yeah.
It took 6 minutes over the clock. But what was most impressive about the drive was he was 4 for 4 on third down.
Yep.
Three of them were, I believe, were for at least 7 yards or not more.
It was 3 third and 7s and a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, and a 3rd and 5. And second thing I want to say is, what about the special teams? We didn't have Eckler. I know our point differential this year is like plus 15, right over 15, I believe.
Okay.
So I don't know what our record would be if we didn't have Eckler.
Great call.
Steve, I could not agree with you more. Oh, sorry. Keep going,
Steve.
And officiating,
yeah.
Nebraska fans should be thanking the officials in this game. When Marshall impeded that guy's progress on the very last play of Northwestern, that guy would have caught that ball. This game would have gone overtime, and who knows what would have happened.
Not a bad call.
Thank you for the call, Steve.
So first off, do our callers have their own statisticians?
That was great stuff. That guy's like, I'm just doing this off the top of my head, but boom, 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 boom.
That was
absolutely
incredible.
nailed it.
Does he work for the Elias Sports Bureau?
Second of all, we need to have another conversation at some point about Mike Eckler. Maybe today's not the day because it is a post-game show after all, and we're just getting some takes in. But that dude's ability to flip that area of Nebraska football, like we kept saying, if they had a competent special teams coordinator, they're able to pick up a win or two. What happens when you have a truly great special teams coordinator?
Like 3.
So this was their first kickoff return for a touchdown in years. They had the one that was close a couple of weeks ago, obviously. They've had a punt return get taken off the board. It's only a matter of time before they're able to get one of those. On top of all the other stuff that they have done. I know that the first missed field goal was terrible.
But he still has been incredible.
Yeah, it's been a much smoother operation overall.
Yeah. Like, what's so impressive, Josh? Let's not talk. So, like, the punter and kicker are new. but the return teams, right? The punt return teams and the kickoff return teams.
Incredible.
They are built from the same players they had last year.
They are.
He has taken the same units that were 100, like in the hundreds in efficiency, in the hundreds in just yards. He's taken the same exact people, put them in different spots, put them in different roles, and said, go out and do this. And they've gone out. And by the way, let's talk about the Archie Wilson punt, right? It was a fine punt. The coverage was incredible on that.
It absolutely was.
It wasn't a high punt. It didn't have an insane hang time, but by the time that it got to the returner, there were 3 different Nebraska Cornhuskers surrounding them. I mean, so yeah, the turnaround has been, we talked about wins above replacement. It was a great conversation we had. How many wins above replacement is Mike Eckler going to be worth? And I said, okay, maybe 1.5.
He's already hit the over.
He's already hit the over. And we have 4 games left, which, by the way, special teams are going to matter against Penn State. They're going to matter against UCLA. They're going to matter against all of these teams.
They're going to matter against Iowa. They are very much going to matter against
Yeah.
Iowa. What do you think of this idea from Mike Eckler for head coach, Tiffy at quarterback?
Yeah, no.
What do you think about that?
No thank
Mike Eckler being a head coach, running around on the sidelines. Teef, throw the ball, Tiffy.
Look, I think Mike Eckler has done an absolutely incredible job, and I think Mike Eckler really enjoys the job that he has, and he is committed to doing that job at the highest level, and he's doing that job at the highest level.
One line open right now in the Jay Stinnett Contracting Hotline, 402-951-1620. This is Bigger at Overreaction, brought to you by Prairie Flower Casino. Play longer, win more, and by Dingman's Collision Center and Mechanical Repair. What are you giggling
Somebody
about over
goes,
there?
can Eckler coach O-line? I like how this is going to turn into a bit of Mike Eckler can coach anything.
I mean, can he, though?
Can Mike Eckler coach my little kid's soccer team? We need a turnover.
Can-
Probably.
You know how there's like all sorts of weird versions of spam these days? For some reason,
Like the meat or
no,
the email?
The email.
Oh, okay.
Good follow-up.
Thank
You
you.
would have figured out where I was going next.
I mean-
as I was going to mention, as I keep getting emails.
I'm a year and a half removed from college. I was eating a lot of spam.
I keep getting emails about, hey, can you do volleyball coaching for my kid? I'm like, I don't ever respond, but I want to say no. Also, why do you keep asking?
Why don't you say yes? That would be great.
It's the weirdest form of spam. Hey, do you offer softball coaching? No, why would I?
You always want to fire people. It'd be great if you became a coach and got fired.
Whoa, fire people. Always. Just sometimes. Bigger Overreaction also brought to you by Peerless Energy Systems, your local compressed air systems experts. Back to the phones we go.
You need to feel what it feels like to be fired as a head coach of a football team.
Do I get the buyout?
I don't know.
Sign me up, fire me, and pay me that type of money, please.
I hear Florida's hiring.
They definitely are, among other schools. Jake is up next on Bigger at Overreaction. What up, Jake?
How's it going, fellas?
Good, man. How's the drive going, Jake?
It's going good. You know, we just got out of Lincoln, so
Heck yeah, man. Drive safe.
Keep it at 10 and 2, baby.
Oh yeah, always. Long time listener, second time caller.
Bang!
Actually,
love it, Jake.
I just want to say, like, how relieved I am that the conversation no longer has to be, oh, is Nebraska going to be 500 this year? Well, if we can at least be 500, like, we'll be okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I am 25 years old, so other than Bo Pelini, I've never known anything other than bad Nebraska, and I've been a Nebraska fan my whole life. So
that sucks, Jake.
It's just,
You and me
it's very
both.
nice that is now not the conversation. A win is a win. You know, there's a lot of things about this game I didn't like, but I'm not going to talk about that because the one thing in the game I really liked was I took my girlfriend to her first Husker game today, and we're now engaged.
Whoa! Let's go, Jake!
Kid. Did you do it?
Congratulations.
Did you do it after the Raiola interception to get the crowd back on their feet?
No.
Okay.
I actually did it before the game outside.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice. What part of the stadium? East Stadium, West Stadium, North Stadium? Did you do it in a parking lot? Where'd you do it?
Yeah, right in the parking lot where Vine Street ends, where you can see like the whole stadium behind us.
Nice.
Like,
nice job,
Jake, man, dude,
Yeah,
that's like
Congratulations.
potentially dangerous territory. Proposing before the game, like this game could have gone sideways.
Yeah.
Horrible start to your engagement. Instead, a nice win with a late score. You got to be feeling awesome, man.
I did think about that. I was like, what if we lose? That's going to be really awkward. But no, it was like, it all worked out. We won. I won in life. We won in the game. It's fine. Everything's great. Like, everything turned out good.
Heck yeah.
Jake, man, have an awesome night. Have a great night,
And
man.
congratulations to your fiance.
Yeah.
Is she on the call?
She's here with me. Yeah, she's here.
I
Yeah.
would hope so.
Congratulations.
No, Lester and Lincoln. I'm going back to Omaha.
Have you FaceTime? Have you FaceTime your friends yet and showed them the ring?
Oh, great question.
Oh, I FaceTime my best friend right off the bat.
Nice.
Have you called the parents and the grandparents
The day
yet?
it happened.
Have you called your parents?
Yeah, we called the parents.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. We did that.
I feel like, though, Jake, given that it was right before the game and then the game happened and now it's been over for an hour and a half, you probably called us before you called some of your other family members, and I'm going to take that as a huge compliment.
Thank you, Jake.
That is actually true. Like, there are still people that don't know.
Unless they're listening right now.
Yeah. Congratulations, Jake's family.
Yeah.
Do we know
You
where the
heard it here
wedding's going to be?
1620 the zone.
Do we know where the wedding's going to be? Have we thought of it?
Ooh.
Maybe September.
Okay.
Maybe September.
No fall weddings. You can't do that. You were engaged in a football game.
Well, if we're gonna get married in September, I told her it has to be on a Friday.
Okay.
But,
Good man.
Jake,
Friday
now
weddings
that
are
is
great.
a clutch move because then you still have the whole weekend to party. Wow, that's incredible.
Unless Nebraska plays on a Friday. That'd
Unless
be a
Nebraska
really
plays
bad
on a
beat.
Friday like a bunch of jerks.
Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations to Jake.
Well, then
Jake,
we'll
what's
just have, like, a reserve game?
there? You go. Jake,
Okay.
what's your fiance's name?
Jordan.
Jordan. Congratulations to both you, Jake, and you, Jordan. That is awesome.
I do. I MC weddings too. If you need anything. So.
Oh well, there we go. We'll keep that in mind.
All right. Thank you. Keep it in mind.
Awesome. Congratulations, guys.
I've never MC'd a wedding in my entire life.
I am actually an ordained minister.
You should officiate and I should MC.
I should have said that to him when he was still on the air. I was an officiant of a wedding almost 10 years ago.
How about this? They have the
Natasha
wedding.
and Alex. Shout out Natasha and Alex.
They have a wedding on a Saturday of the Husker game, and then we do a big red overreaction at the wedding.
Boom. Heck, why don't we do the Grum from their wedding on Friday?
Let's do it.
I think that would be a great
And then
idea.
get hammered and then go to the casino. Alex.
Yes.
Mhm.
The Prairie Flower Casino, where you play longer and you can win more.
Did you know that they are one of the supporting sponsors of Big Red Overreaction,
I
along
did
with
not.
Dingman's Collision Center, Mechanical Repair, and Peerless Energy Systems, your local compressed air systems experts? Keena writes, big wedding overreaction. Mike says that you and I should both officiate the wedding.
Oh, I think that'd be incredible.
Not a bad idea.
You ever
Not a
cha-cha
bad-
slide at a wedding before?
Not a. What kind of question is that?
Or,
Are you in your wedding phase of life yet?
No, we're a year away from it.
Is Gen Z? What's going on with Gen Z
We're
and
a
weddings?
we're a year away.
Like you guys are all marrying young.
Not all of us.
It's like
but
the
some of us.
1500s with some of you.
Yeah, no. Well, I think okay, that's crazy. We're not in Salem saying women are witches and condemning.
I
them
don't
or
know, man.
anything.
Gen Z says some wild stuff. You never know
We
these
do.
days.
No, I think it. I don't know. I honestly, I don't think it's. I think we're finding out more and more about people's lives because of social media, and I
Mhm.
think a lot of things have been happening for a while that we weren't aware of, and now we are aware of them, and it just gets pinned on my generation. So what? People are marrying early, but I got a year before my wedding phase, which
Yeah.
is nice. I already got all my suits.
Look,
I'm
at
going to be in
you.
too many weddings.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried. I've been too good of a friend to people.
And I'm worried that Gen Z does too many destination type.
Yeah, I'm going to be,
situations.
but I have to. That's the thing. I'm just such a good friend that I have to go to all these.
I had.
You have to start being a terrible friend to everybody.
No, I got to start cutting people. I can't be in everybody's wedding.
Here's the thing. I had a stretch where I was in every wedding I went to. I
Yeah.
was either an usher, that was for the first couple, and then I was always a groomsman and
Wow.
sometimes the best man. Not to brag.
So here's
I'm
my
a pretty close friend to friends, though.
Here's my thing though. I'm not
Not
going
to
to be the
brag.
best man in any of these weddings. Like I'm the Lane Kiffin. I'm in the play. I'm in the conversation. I'm ranked. And I have a lot of wins. I'm really
They're in
good.
the top 10.
But like I'm not a national champion.
Okay.
Like I'm not.
Top 10's still pretty good.
I'm not the bride.
You're
I'm
not
the bridesmaid.
You're not
if you will.
Ohio State.
No,
You're,
I'm not Ohio State.
You're Missouri. No, Missouri's the better. You're Eli Drinkwitz.
I'm just Iowa. I'm just around.
Buck is up next. Uncle Buck, what a movie. Hello, Buck. Oh, wait, didn't go on the air for some reason. There we go, Buck. Let's try that again.
Sexton?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Yo.
You guys hear me?
Oh, yeah, we got you great, Buck. What's going on?
Oh, all right. Well, I just want to give a big shout out to Jake and Jordan, getting married.
Absolutely. Shout out to Jake and Jordan.
Great job.
I wasn't lucky enough to, propose to my fiance at a Huskers game, but I got to respect that.
Absolutely.
But, as far as we go when it comes to Huskers football, I mean, we're not looking for a national championship run, but we're winning games. We got a solid record going into the year. So I feel like we shouldn't complain as Huskers fans. We got a good coach, good players, pretty decent defense. So
sure,
it's a good start.
that it is.
All right, Buck. Wow, very very understated phone call there from Buck. Good defense.
You know, I
Good coach.
need every call.
He's not leaving yet.
I need every caller to come in here, and you're not allowed to speak until you say congratulations to Jake and Jordan.
Don't hate that idea.
For their engagement.
Severe, by the way, a nice text from him. 2 punt returns for 1 yard allowed the entire season.
Did the Jet Award midseason watch list come out yet?
Yeah. Well, do you follow Michael or do you not follow?
No, I saw that
You guys have this rivalry, this budding rivalry going.
What do you mean budding rivalry? Him and I
You're
are
always
great-
texting about Lutovsky or not Lutovsky, about Van Poppel. Yeah, and you pick a team to cover and he doesn't. Illinois or Duke or whatever the hell it was.
We were getting we got into an argument over his quarterback.
Yeah,
Spencer Rattler.
Spencer Rattler, solid.
Yeah, I tried telling him
Solid.
that. I tried telling him that, and he got really mad at me about it.
By the way, if you were wondering how many punt returns and how many yards was it last year, it was 19 and 233 yards. Again,
Wow.
year over year change.
I know Michael has a problem with me when he starts using my first name. He starts being like, Matt.
Matt. All right, one more phone call before we go to break. It is Michael. Hello, Michael.
Hey, man. It's great to be with you guys. Thanks for letting me jump with you.
Absolutely.
I got overrun by the special teams conversation and then Jacob Jordan. My gosh, how do I follow that?
Good luck.
My brother and we went to the Maryland game with my dad and my other brother 6 years ago. We know that Kenneth was running towards the end zone with a television. Is there any chance Mike Eckler told him, check the scoreboard and see whether somebody's running behind you? Because it looked like he adjusted. That's one thing. Second, just a thought. Second thing was I was arguing with Dana Holgerson the whole game in the beginning, like, don't throw the fade, please run.
Yeah.
And then it seemed like they made a decision that they were going to run him today, and it felt like we weren't just calling plays.
Yep.
We had made a decision. That was great. And then Dylan came out and did what he needed to do, and I was just please run, and they made it into the end zone with Emmett. So just want to throw those two things out at you. Tell me what you think.
Michael, thanks for the call, man. 402-951-1620, Jay Stinnett Contracting Hotline. A couple things from that. First of all, we have not mentioned the catch in the end zone that you said was a catch live.
Yes.
I thought Isaiah Hunter was out of bounds. I thought his body hit first. Shout out to Matt McMaster. First fade that's worked all year, right? Would you call that a fade?
Didn't we have a key fade that worked earlier?
You're right, against Cincinnati.
Yes.
You're right, against Cincinnati.
Yeah, we did have that. Hunter had a fade actually in the
third
corner.
fade of the year. All right.
Yeah,
Jeez.
third fade.
God, big dumb idiot. But that was a really nice play.
It was a good throw, actually.
I thought the play calling, it was way different, first of all. Like, that's pretty interesting. Week over week, way different. First of all, a whole lot more runs than throws, right? You could start with there. You could also start, as the caller mentioned, with some of the play design and how they got Dylan Raiola moving around. He was certainly moving around. And look, they lean on Emmett Johnson, man, because is Emmett Johnson the best player on the team?
Oh, God.
Because I was going to say, because they lean on the best player on the team. If he's not, he's second, you know?
Like, are we
who's in the convo? It's like him and
Wright.
Hunter and and
okay,
Sierra Wright.
but here's the thing. You go, because Sierra Wright isn't that good at tackling. And that is a fair, do the one arm thing. He's not a good tackler.
Hey, but Emmett has weaknesses. He can't, pass block all the time.
At the same time, I don't think people realize that the Malcolm Hartzog injury has hurt the secondary way more than people anticipated. And Sierra Wright has done an incredible job.
Very good job.
Getting out of position, lining up in the slot, and playing really well. To your credit, though, or to your point, rather. Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
It's those three, right?
Hunter,
EJ, and Sierra Wright. I think I'd go EJ. I think he is certainly the most valuable because, and I guess then you would throw Dylan into the conversation, though the Teefies would say no. But, value, you lose Emmett. Oh,
I'll say this.
Though Mosey, nice. And Mekhi Nelson, he trucked a dude. That was early. That was like first
Mosey
second drive.
had one run where he still looked like a wideout. That second run, he looked like a running back. I want to give a massive shout out to Rocco Spindler.
Yeah.
That dude, I don't know if you saw the x-ray of his finger and just how bad it was.
Is that public?
Oh, Gary tweeted it out.
Okay.
It was terrible, and there was some really scary conversations that were happening over what they were going to have to do.
I heard,
with the finger.
Yeah.
He played really, really well today, and what a tough son of a,
I mean,
I can't believe
he talked about it on. Was it Monday or last Friday? He was like, "It's just going to be about pain tolerance." I think it was Monday. It's going to be about pain tolerance.
I love how we just say that so nonchalantly. Like, the dude is going to be in a lot of pain, and is only that. By the way, it's only going to hurt more because you're getting hit by incredibly big tall and fast humans.
Big, strong men with tears in their eyes.
Exactly. But Rocco Spindler played a great game today. So I want to shout out number 50. He was awesome.
He absolutely did. By the way, we are taking you up to 4:30. Austin Jacobson will grab the microphones from us. He'll rip them out of our hands because he'll be doing Blue Jay shoot-around. So shout out to the J-Skers in the audience. Blue Jay shoot-around starts at 4:30 ahead of the second and final exhibition game of the month of October against Colorado State. And don't miss the post-game coverage from Matt McMaster. You, Matt, are going to win people over. There's a lot of worried willies out there in the Blue Jay audience. I have no doubt that you are going to kick some butt.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
You're going to be like, give me a take. And people are going to give you takes.
No, I can't wait for people's Creighton takes. Look, I
can't wait for people's Creighton
I
takes.
love
Let's
football.
make a Canva.
I love football, but my second sport is basketball. I love basketball.
What about hockey? I thought
Basketball
you
is
played
awesome.
hockey.
I love all sports. You know this. I watch every single sport. I watch NASCAR. I watch horse racing. I watch hockey. I watch basketball. I watch football.
You watch too much dumb crap. You got to prioritize your life better. my friend.
Well, Connor's getting mad at me because Connor wants me to go on dates, but I keep telling Connor after football season.
You could have been like our great callers who are engaged, and now you're watching horse racing.
Yeah, but
Unreal, Matt.
You ask Jordan right now, would he rather be engaged or go home tonight at 11:30 and watch old Kentucky Derby races with a 6-pack of Miller Lite? I like my life. Joe Flacco, Joe Flacco's like, it's pretty nice being single, eating by yourself. I'm like, you and me both, Joe.
You could go home and watch Weapons on HBO Max, and instead you're going to do that.
Have you ever seen Mind That Bird win the Kentucky Derby?
I don't know. I don't care.
God, it's one of the greatest horse races you've ever seen.
Let's see if Matt is actually there. Will our first Matt stay on the air? Hello, Matt.
Hello.
Matt, thank God.
Hey.
How are you, bro?
You guys hear me?
Oh,
I can hear you,
That's
Matt.
why I called you bro.
Oh, okay. Am I the only Matt that's here? Let's go. Matt Master. Let's go.
Matt Master, baby.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I made it through. First off, I'm a little late, but I'm glad I didn't go to the Minnesota game last week. I live in the cities.
Good take.
I was going to go, but stuff happened and it didn't happen, and kind of glad. But I'm really happy for the win, obviously. After the third quarter, once we got that special teams run, in my mind, because I'm a homer, I thought, you know what? This is not going to be a Northwestern Nebraska game. We're gonna win by about 3 possessions.
Oh.
Obviously that doesn't happen. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. But that was actually my thought, and I got to stop thinking like that.
Mm-hmm.
My first question is, did you guys think it was going to be a typical Northwestern Nebraska one possession, last possession game? And 2, do you guys think that Northwestern on a neutral field would beat Minnesota and or Iowa? And I don't know if the score is Iowa and Northwest, Iowa right now in Minnesota. I think they're down.
Iowa's up 31-0.
Jesus.
Yes.
And I'm originally from Iowa, so that it makes it even worse. And then third, and I don't know if I should say this, but the lady that called in about TJ Lateef,
Debbie.
Bless her, but we got to repeal the 19th Amendment. Okay.
Oh my gosh,
man!
What the
heck is that? Man.
That's
You don't have to
great.
dump it.
You
You're
have to
fine. You're
dump
allowed
it.
to. You're allowed to comment on the 19th Amendment. I
Free
guess.
speech exists, but that is awful.
Wow. All right.
It's terrible.
So, all right. Let's see. Horrible take.
It was making me look bad.
Yeah. Tough look for Matt's.
Tough look for Matt's.
Okay. What were the questions again? Did I think it was going to be close? Yes. I picked 22-18 Nebraska. So I absolutely thought it was.
Whoa,
gonna
you
be
picked Nebraska to win this game?
22-18.
You told me you weren't going to pick them to win
I
this
was
game.
leaning that way, but
wow,
then
you let the propaganda machine get to you, Josh
Matt
Peterson.
Rule was like, we're good. And I
We're
said,
good.
Oh, yes, you are, Matt. Please don't ban me and take my media pass. So I picked Nebraska to win. What was the second question? The third question was, should we repeal the 19th Amendment?
Yeah,
No.
I'm not getting over that one. The second
Yeah.
question.
What was the second question there, Peter?
Peter, you're supposed to be listening. Oh,
Yeah.
what? Oh, would
I think we're all just
would
thrown through a
Northwestern
looper.
beat Minnesota on a neutral field?
I don't know.
It's the Big Ten. Anybody can beat anybody at any given point. I think actually,
Wow, you sound like a coach.
I think I'm right. Northwestern and Minnesota actually would be a great styles make fights matchup. Like
Look
that
at
would
you.
that would be like in the UFC if you took two boxers and you were like, you two are gonna fight each other. That's it. Like they would just, if you like running the ball in quick football games, that's what that would look
This
like.
game
That'd
could have
be
been even faster if the refs wouldn't have been such idiots. Iowa State, by the way, 24-10 on BYU. A couple minutes to go in the first half. Bama 7, South Carolina 6, 3.5 to go in the first half there. Washington now trailing against Illinois. It is 17-14 Fighting Illini late in the first half.
Well,
there.
they came back.
And then in Nashville, Vandy and Missouri are tied at 3-all late in the first half as these games close on the first half break. And then, D-Lo, how many listeners are Googling 19th Amendment? Yeah, probably a lot of them. Iowa, as we mentioned.
I'm not that
rolling.
far removed from learning about the Constitution of the United States, so I
Look at
still
you.
remember it.
I think that's because you were in school not that long ago.
Exactly.
Wow. What a life, Matt. What a life. You were in school and now you're on the radio.
8th grade was 9 years ago.
And oh my gosh, Matt. Eighth grade for me was 23 years ago.
I was Lincoln, the call of the
Yeah.
not too long ago, but I was calling it the ESPN 1000.
You ever see that movie? You ever see Lincoln?
Yeah, it was a great movie with Daniel Day-Lewis. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about we're watching some DDL movies. I kind of want to.
DDL?
That's what they call him. Daniel Day-Lewis.
You're crazy.
I'm a
I've
movie
never heard
guy.
anybody
I
call
just
him
checked
DDL.
out There Will Be Blood for the first time.
Oh, how about that
Very
movie?
good movie.
Oh, Peter, what?
Very good movie.
What a take off the top rope.
See, when I was Lincoln's age, though, I was calling it a Chicago sports radio, being like, do you guys think it's time to move to McCown now that Cutler has had a couple of games in a row with interceptions? I just don't like his attitude on the bench. I just want him to shut up and listen. Thanks,
I
guys.
called into unsportsmanlike conduct a couple of times, never got on the air. One time I almost was on the air and I was going to win a contest, but the person before me answered the questions correctly. So that was a bummer. But now I host the show, so that's pretty cool too.
That's pretty dope.
Big Red Overreaction brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Also brought to you by No Name Nutrition. Live a better, healthier, more natural life. This edition is supported by our great supporting sponsors, Prairie Flower Casino. Play longer, win more. Peerless Energy Systems, your local compressed air systems experts, and Dingman's Collision Center and Mechanical Repair. More calls when we return. We have about a half hour left as we take you up to pregame coverage of Creighton's final exhibition game of the year. And then it'll be basketball season.
I was just thinking about how I called into a radio show one time and said that I thought that Junior Lake needed to get more at-bats for the Cubs. What a bad take.
I don't even know who that person is. All right, we will come back. Mark, Carl, Andrew, Kurt, and Joe. When we return, damn, we're getting old, Josh, writes Jordan. Jordan, you better believe it, baby. We're old as hell.
So am I.
More to come on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg. Josh Peterson, Matt McMaster with you on this edition of Bigger Overreaction. 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg. As always, it's brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally, and by No Name Nutrition. Live a better, healthier, more natural life. Nebraska 28, Northwestern 21. The Skurs moved to 6-2 on the year. They'll be going bowling, and the dream of Nebraska playing UCF in a bowl game lives on.
They haven't been here in a while, and don't you forget it.
I won't, but also we won't talk about it too much. Matt Rule, don't worry. We will not do that a whole lot.
Yeah, can we be more positive around here? Josh Peterson, Mr. Negative.
Joel writes, does USC at -3 or so seem way too easy?
What do you mean too easy?
He's saying, should I put my house on USC -3 against
Do you
Nebraska?
know how many outright wins Nebraska football has as an underdog since 2017?
Ooh.
Outright wins. So they're not covering as an underdog.
You're talking about winning the game straight up. Now, we did a little research earlier because we were trying to figure out the last time they won as a dog, and that was Iowa in 22, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then the time before that was Penn State in 2020?
Yes.
I'm going to go that the answer is 2.
3.
What was the one I missed?
There was one in 2017. Here, I'm
Was
looking
it
at
Purdue?
It right now. It was the
Because they only
Purdue
beat-
game. Yeah,
they only
25-24.
That was Mike Riley's last win ever as Nebraska's head coach. Yeah.
They were 3.5 point dog, and they won that game.
Okay.
Outright. That was, but still, they have. That's a crazy stat. 3 wins in 8 years.
Yeah.
As just an outright dog.
And so, real quick, let's go over those again.
And by the
So-
way, none is with Matt Rule as the head coach.
None with Matt Rule. So you have 2017. That one is on the road at Purdue. You have 2020. Now that one is at home, but that's COVID, so it's fake. Nobody cares. 2022 on the road. So they haven't had like a true road underdog win
Since 2022.
Yeah, but I'm saying like with fans at home. They haven't done one of those at home in a normal game. You have to go back before 2017. I don't even know when the last time. They were short underdogs against Michigan State in 2015. That would be my guess. Because I remember people were freaking out that week because Nebraska, who was 3-6 at the time, was only like a 3-point underdog or something weird, 3 or 4 point underdog against Michigan State, and they beat them.
So you said 2015?
2015.
Yeah, that is the last time
What was
at
the line?
home. 3.5.
Bingo. People were like, "What on earth?"
Wasn't Michigan State like the 8th ranked team in the country or something like that?
Yeah, they
in
were.
that
They were a
game?
playoff team.
Yeah,
Eric
Cousins was on that.
No. That
that
would
was
have been
before, right?
It would have
That was
been
2012.
15 would have been who was the other guy that they had? He played for the Raiders. Gosh, I can't remember his name.
God,
right
I
now.
don't remember.
Yeah. Eric says Josh Peterson saying COVID is fake. That's not what I said.
No,
I'm
mark
saying
it
this-
down.
I'm saying this.
You've been touching all the. You were talking about Hunter Biden. Now you're talking about COVID being fake.
That's
You
season.
wanted the 19th Amendment to be removed.
Whoa, no,
You
that
were-
was your people. The Matt.
Whoa,
the
whoa.
Matts
What do you
of the
mean your?
world.
Now you're saying
Matt,
your. What do you
Matt.
mean my people? What do you mean my people?
Matt. Let's see what Mark has to
Mark.
say on the J Cynic Contracting Hotline. Hello, Mark.
Howdy, fellas.
Hello, Mark.
I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna make this quick. I have a few points to make, and it's all related to Nebraska football.
I hope so.
There Will Be Blood is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Great movie.
And whoever that mysterious third voice was who mentioned it, they should check out other Paul Thomas Anderson movies because he's one of the greatest working directors.
It's funny you bring that up, Mark. I'm actively watching every single Paul Thomas Anderson movie. So we're going to, pretty soon we'll see all of them. I'm halfway through right now.
Fantastic. My second point about Husker football is congrats to those crazy kids getting engaged.
Yeah.
I personally did not get engaged today, but during the second half, I went to Aldi. I was listening to the game. Don't worry.
I'm not
I went
worried.
to Aldi, and I got a good price for lactose-free milk for my wife,
Nice.
who I once was engaged to.
Okay.
So I think that's a win overall.
Yeah.
Speaking of listening to the radio call, I wish you guys could have heard Damon lose his mind when that fourth down call was upheld. He was livid, truly livid. It was very funny. I wanted to, now an actual football thing. You had some troll calling earlier about like there's no progress with Rule. I think that's insane. Rule is not my like favorite coach in the world, but like Nebraska is still doing very Nebraska things, but the progress is undeniable. I mean, just special teams, just the fact that we can now rely on special teams to any extent. it never feels like we're about to have a horrible catastrophe during every special team. Like, that's something, and it's that's 6 wins in October. It's not perfect, but it's good. It's good. I did want to say I don't feel great on 4th and 1 or 4th and inches even when we come out showing just straight up power football, because I don't think Nebraska can do that. Like, I bet when an Iowa fan watches Iowa go out on 4th and 1 and they line everybody up, they're like, yeah, we can get a yard. When Nebraska does it, I'm like, maybe call it more like it's 3rd and 2. Like, let's get some space, because like the power element is just not there. I think, like even and this is amazing coming from me, because like I'm an old school, if you can run it on every down and win, then do it guy. But like, maybe even do a high percentage pass play on 4th and 1. I know that's salacious. My last point. After watching this game, Nebraska versus Northwestern. Recently, people were saying that there are no kings, but Emmett Johnson is a king. Emmett Johnson is king. I'll pay my taxes to him. We should hold a coronation for him. You should get him a scepter and a crown, because he is wonderful.
Oh, good job by you, Mark. At the very end, wonderful. Do you get that reference?
No.
You'll get it someday.
I don't think I think I've seen one Tom
No,
Anderson.
no,
What's his
Paul
name?
Thomas
Paul Tom.
Anderson.
Paul
Also,
Tom
that wasn't
Anderson?
a reference to that. That was a reference to the podcast that you've started listening to that says, mad.
I didn't start listening to it. I listened to one episode. But they're funny guys. They're awesome.
Yeah, you know they used to be on 1620
I'm
The Zone?
aware of Schick and Nick and how important they are to the history of this.
They were on for
broadcast
3 years,
station.
and it seems like they were on for 10. And then the boss
They're awesome. They're
fired
very
him
great.
because he didn't get their sense of humor.
Nick Baugh is just awesome.
Yeah, pretty wild.
And Matt Schick's pretty great too.
Wow, that didn't sound like a compliment.
No, I think they're both great.
Bigger Overreaction is brought to you by Digman's Collision Center and Mechanical Repair. Also brought to you by Prairie Flower Casino. Play longer, win more, and Peerless Energy Systems, your local compressed air systems experts.
I was going to make a joke.
I bet it better be good.
Mark wants Nebraska football to call every single play like it's 2nd and 6, and I'm kind of here for it.
Yeah.
Just
No, I
open
thought it
up-
was 3rd and 2. He said 3rd and 2.
No, but like just open up the playbook. Just
Yeah.
have the playbook always open. Screw
Yeah.
situational football.
Those 4th and 1s are scary right now.
It was a fight. It was like they got 2 4th and 1s barely. Like could have gone the either way. Both of them.
Chance writes in as here. I want to make sure Peter finishes the call so you can hear this. Based film commentary from Peter, writes Chance. I haven't seen all the PTA movies. I'd like to.
Shout out Chance.
I'm going to watch Magnolia soon. It's available on the Criterion app, and I'm going to do a 7-day free trial so I can watch it.
Got that one watched a few weeks ago. I admittedly, there is a lot of bad blind spots on my watch list, like really bad ones, like Godfather. Still haven't knocked that out.
Whoa, Peter.
I know it's
Come
bad,
on, bro.
I haven't watched it.
But
Who cares?
We'll make our way through all the classics.
You're not gonna look. I'm so sick and tired of people shaming me for not watching certain movies. All right, I'll watch the movies I want to watch. Okay, not everybody loves.
You haven't even seen it. You're not even allowed to have an opinion on it. You can't.
I don't have an opinion on it. I have an opinion on it. I have an opinion on people shaming me for not watching.
I
certain
have an
movies.
opinion. Let's see if you have an opinion on our next caller, who is Joe. Hello, Joe.
Hey guys, long time, second time caller here. I guess touch on a couple things. I just want to get out in front of this and say I am pro 19th Amendment.
Good take, Joe.
I have my wife right in the car, the seat next to me. So just for the record, I am pro 19th Second Amendment.
Awesome.
However, Debbie was a bad smooth brain comment she said. So I called a few weeks ago and I spoke about my first engagement where I had an entire marriage where the Huskers did not go to a bowl game. And Scott Frost and my first wife just kind of reminded me that it can always get worse. So I finally cut bait and I got remarried last year and we made a bowl game. And so credit to me for getting remarried. We're
credit to you.
Credit to you and Joe, your wife.
Yeah, she's right here next to me. funny story. On our first date, she asked me if I was weird, and I said, well, there is kind of one weird thing about me. I'm really into this college football team. So she's still with me, which is cool. But one thing I want to get to, I want to give Dylan some credit. He's been getting a lot of flack lately, and I agree I would like to see more progress, but he's led, 2 or 3 game-winning touchdown drives this season, which I'm not sure if you've seen the chart going around Facebook or Reddit and Instagram. That's something we haven't been able to do in the last 7, 8, basically since the start of the Frost era.
Since the start of your first marriage.
I want to give him some. Don't remind me. Yeah. So I do want to give him credit because it feels like for the first time in a long time, since really Tommy Armstrong, have I had a belief that something good can happen to the Huskers at the very end of the game. So I do want to give Dylan a little shout out there. I know it's not looking like we think it should, but it is progress. And I'll hang up. Enjoy listening. So you guys have a good weekend.
Thank you, Joe. First of all, when he goes, my wife asked me if there's anything weird about me, and I say I like this football team. I was going to say, I mean, you made a phone call and talked about your ex-wife while sitting apparently next to your wife. I'd say that's a little weird.
It's like, yeah, my ex-wife was a hag. I got this other one next to me. Credit to me for bagging 2 of them, by the way.
Yeah.
But, this one on the right of me, she's okay.
Shout out to Joe and shout
She's
out
pretty cool.
to Joe's new wife. Big Red Overreaction is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. It's also brought to you by No Name Nutrition. Live a better, healthier, more natural life. Supporting sponsors of BROR this season: Dingman's Collision Center, Mechanical Repair, Prairie Flower Casino, Play Longer, Win More, and Peerless Energy Systems, your local compressed air systems expert.
I just love credit to me for getting a second wife, convincing another broad to marry this guy.
Heck yeah.
Credit to me. Attaboy, Joe. Way to have a talented tongue.
All right, when we return, we will take a few more calls. We will wrap it up, and then we will send you to Austin Jacobson. I mean, we won't send it to you. He'll just take my seat.
I'll just walk in.
He
might take my seat.
We'll trade chairs with Austin, and he will do the show, getting you ready for the game tonight versus Colorado State.
Is that who they're playing?
I think so. I think that's what I read earlier.
That's who they are playing. I'm doing the post game. Yes, I know, Joey. Joey's shaking his head.
Wow,
like, yes,
classic
I'm aware.
Matt. By the way, everyone, this is your post game.
I'm doing the post game show. Of course, I know who they're playing.
All right, come back, wrap up the
You guys
show.
suck.
Andrew, Carl, Espen, Kurt, Phil. Let's see how many of you we get to when we return here on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Cake. Welcome back to Bigger Overreaction, which is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally, and by No Name Nutrition. Live a better, healthier, more natural life. Brought to you by Prairie Flower Casino. Play longer, win more. By Dingman's Collision Center and Mechanical Repair. And by Peerless Energy Systems, your local compressed air systems experts. Good to be back. Good to be here. Nebraska 28, Northwestern 21. One final segment will be off in just a few minutes. So let's see how many phone calls we can get to before we say goodbye. Kurt is up next. Hello, Kurt. Kurt is gone. Carl is up next. Hello, Carl.
Hey, boys. I'm calling from Alaska, not Nebraska this week. And I'm up here and I'm freezing my TJ Lateets off. And I want to talk about that 2025. There was a rule change saying that if a team's within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage, you may not make any quick or rough exaggerated actions. That's what happened. And I also want to say that we finally got that kick return for a touchdown. Man, woman, and child that had me spitting beanies and weenies into the aisle. Go Big Red Boys, and congrats to Blake and Morgan. Good thing Scott Frost ain't the coach. He's one of the reasons why I got divorced, too. Go Big Red.
Carl, what a great call.
Jake and Jordan. Jake and Jordan. Not Blake and Morgan. This isn't Red Dead Redemption.
Bigger Overreactions brought to you by Prairie Flower Casino. Play longer, win more. That was incredible. Andrew is up next. Hello, Andrew.
Oh, how's it going?
Laszlo, by the way, asked, is this the smoker from the OU game? Well played, Laszlo. Andrew, what's going on? Sorry, man.
It's spinach and artichoke tip. Always great.
What?
Biggest thing is, why do we make 2 yards so difficult?
Great question.
Every time. I mean, Minnesota, every other team, they do exactly what Nebraska did in the 90s. They line up 2 yards, get it. I don't know why that happens, but that's my biggest question. You guys, what do you got?
All right. Thanks for the call, Andrew. Matt?
Too much of a struggle.
Too much of a struggle. It
There you
very much
go.
is. All right. Couple calls left as we wrap this one up. Espen, hello.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on again. Josh Peterson, great this is the best crew, Josh and Matt McLiv.
Matt McLiv.
Thank you, Espen. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no worries. We're talking amendments, 21st Amendment, best amendment. I'd love to give a shout out to the Aurora Huskies, and I'd also like to say I'm glad we won 6-2. What's Iowa doing? How can they just kill teams with no offensive production? It's just frustrating to see. I'd love to see them get beat bad, but I don't know what else. I'll shut up.
Espen.
I mean, to be fair, it's like they've had a punt return and a pick six today.
Let me give you some 23-year-old knowledge here. All right? Comparison is the thief of joy.
Whoa.
Okay,
You read that in a book?
No,
Oh.
it's comparison is the thief of joy. Nebraska football got their butts whooped last week against Minnesota. We were all down in the dumps. They now just bounced back for the first time in years that we've seen this, where they didn't allow a team to beat them twice. They beat a Northwestern football team, which, by the way, is pretty good. They're 5-2. They're not great, but they're not awful.
Now they lost.
They're 5-3, but they're not awful, right?
Sure.
Northwestern will probably end up beating Minnesota. They're gonna give other teams really good competition, right? They have a tough schedule down the stretch, but Nebraska football won a football game. Okay, and they're 6-2, and they're going bowling, and it's the first time they've done it in a while. Don't look at Iowa and make yourself upset. All right, don't compare Nebraska to Iowa just for a day.
Okay.
Just for one day. Just take a deep breath. Take a gummy, relax, have a couple of
One of the
beers,
legal Omaha ones.
Yes, and enjoy a Husker football win. All right? And then tomorrow you can compare to Iowa and get really, really pissed off. But for now, be happy.
A couple comments.
Enjoy it. Have a good time.
Real fast before we say goodbye. Laszlo writes, comparison is the Latif of joy.
Yeah.
Kyle says, I read it in a book. No, wait, a pamphlet. And then Chance writes, Matt McLib sounds like a seasonal McDonald's menu item.
This is a great chance.
McRib and Sharpie in the morning on 1620.
This is a great chance to take your second wife out to an incredible dinner and wine and dine them.
I have a second wife.
Don't we all? I'm going to have one. I mean, it's
Dare
in
to
the
dream,
books.
Matt. Dare to dream. Last phone call today. Phil, what's going on?
Yes, this is Phil. If I go by Phil, last name McCracken. Couple of things.
I just want to say Iowa's a fraud. Minnesota was a fluke. And obviously we were going to beat those boys in purple, bunch of nerds. We knew that was going to happen. Last thing, no free shout outs. What is your boy's favorite beer from Monolithic Brewery?
Oh,
great question.
I loved Left on Boylston.
Oh,
I thought that was a great beer. Lies, never had it. I totally forget.
Brooklyn Baby, Phil, I think actually is my legit answer.
I like that. I'm a great Shandy boy myself. I love the Shandy. Obviously, we were gonna beat them, no problem. Can't wait till next week.
Let's go, Phil. Thanks. What a great call to finish up this
What's
edition
the
of
one
Beer
that I had?
Overreaction.
The base brew. That was a great beer.
Oh,
that we
the
had.
Benevolent Sun.
That was awesome.
We were sucking down some monolithic brews today.
We
Very
were.
tasty. Very tasty.
Nice and hoppy.
Bigger Overreaction has been brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Also brought to you by No Name Nutrition. Live a better, healthier, more natural life. The great supporting sponsors: Dingman's Collision Center and Mechanical Repair, Prairie Flower Casino, Play Longer, Win More, Peerless Energy Systems, your local compressed air systems experts. We also took phone calls all day long on the J. Stinnett Contracting Hotline. Nebraska's going bowling for the second year in a row. They are 6-2 as November arrives. What a show. Matt, as always, a pleasure to work with you, my friend. Let's do it again sometime.
Let's do it on Sunday.
Let's do it on Sunday, maybe on a YouTube channel where we talk about the NFL.
Whoa! No cross promotion.
The NFL. But we are done doing Overreaction together this year because I only have Black Friday left, and that'll be with Connor Happer in a month. Coming up next,
I have 6 more Big Red Overreaction.
Blue Jay Shoot Around with Austin Jacobson. Thank you to Peter Krenzer. Joey Colbert helped us out at the very end. Again, he's Matt. I'm Josh. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate all of our great listeners throughout the day today.